live from an undisclosed location. It's the A to Z briefing, starring your host, Eric Zantz. Tonight, Eric welcomes xenomorph expert Ellen Ripley. From the planet Melmac, Gordon Shumway. And special insider from Area 51. What? What? Okay, never mind. That guy's not here. We don't know nothing about that guy. Sorry. Anyway, I'm Tim Tabala, and here is your host for tonight's episode of the A to Z briefing, Mr. Eric Zantz.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we are here at a special episode. I don't even know where'd that music come from?
The government's already poking me. Our last guest canceled. Well, he didn't cancel. He doesn't exist, actually.
Oh, he's a nowhere man.
There is no he.
They are a nowhere person.
There's no they are.
There's no they are. There's nothing.
Nothing.
There's nothing. That thought, it was erased from everyone's head just
exactly.
now.
I'm gonna Men in Black you. You're done. That's it.
Boom. That's it. So, ladies and gentlemen, you have found yourself in another dimension. A dimension of sight, sound, a dimension of mind. You have entered an area where pop culture meets bad comedy. And two men who dare to go where few dare to go. We're going to the undisclosed, to the extraterrestrial. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the A to Z briefing, and we are going to get to the bottom of the truth of what is out there. How'd that go, Tim? Pretty good?
That was pretty awesome.
That was pretty good. Yeah, folks, tonight we're doing since it's episode 51, we wanted to give you a special in commemoration of the number of episode 51. We coincided with Area 51, and we are going to do the aliens episode. That's right. We're going to be talking about aliens. We're going to be talking about abductions. We're going to be talking about cheesy shows. We're going to be talking about hoaxes. We're going to be talking about skeptics. We're going to be talking about, you name it. We're going to get, our aim tonight is to get you to believe the truth. We're going to bring you the truth. At the end of the episode, we will have the truth. And if we don't have the truth, I promise you that Steve Faraci will refund your money. Ooh. Every single penny.
Before we get started, I have to get ready.
Oh my gosh, Tim, do that, please. I have a metal plate in my head, so I'm okay. But okay, Tim's good. Tim's got the tinfoil hat on. I got the metal plate in my head. My earphones are actually made by a man who shunned society 35 years ago and makes anti-detection parts out of old pots and pans. So these are wired up. I'll probably get electrocuted. But anyway, so Tim, tonight, I got to ask you, Tim. You and I have discussed at length on different occasions, not on the air, but off the air. We're both very, very into the whole prospect of extraterrestrial life and aliens too. I would love. I want to believe that they're real. I want to believe that. Well, first of all, let's broaden the scale so as we get going, we can shrink it, because we don't want to just keep going like this. We want to bring it back in. The universe is an infinite, enormous place that we can't comprehend. There's in my mind, there's absolutely no way that we are alone, even in this galaxy, perhaps not even in this solar system, because they've discovered bacterial life on Mars. They've discovered lots of different things in our own solar system that are the basis or were or could have life. So we know that it's not just us. We know we're not unique to it. But Tim, the aspect of not being alone is very fascinating and frightening. Would you agree with that?
Of course. Absolutely.
I also don't agree with Stephen Hawking. When Stephen Hawking said that we have to take I can't do the voice.
I had the voice went right into my head. I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
apologize.
I can't even do it. And if I could do it justice, I absolutely would. Because I heard he was a fan of people making fun of him. He actually had a sense of humor, a great sense of humor.
Okay. Wait. Do his pose. Do how he sits in the chair, and don't
You know,
say
how he's
nothing. Okay, but don't say nothing. Okay, you ready? Welcome to the A2Z program. That's it. We'll double team it.
oh God, it had to be. It had to be done, folks.
It
It
had
had
to
to be
be.
done. But listen, if you want to do it, listen before you cancel us and get all woke on us. Do your research. And Stephen Hawking was a huge fan. He understood comedy and he understood he had a sense of humor. He could make fun of himself and he would allow others to make fun of him. So don't get all whatever on us. He's a theoretical physicist, smart brain scientist. But Tim, you know, uh, the universe is huge, and like I was saying, I don't I you know Hawking said
You're perplexed.
Hawking said okay Stephen Hawking said that we only need to take a page out of our own history from Earth. When Columbus visited when Columbus sailed across the ocean and landed in the what are now the West Indies, the islands like Antilles, Bahama, all those islands, and when European people basically invaded, because they try to say that we discuss that you're we listen to me now. I'm being an asshole. They basically tried to say that Columbus and Europeans discovered where we live now. I mean, it can't be discovered because like you landed in someone's backyard. Like that's like going to your neighbor's house and saying, "Look, I discovered a new land." It's not. That's not the truth. He he encountered and explored new lands to them. Okay, it was new to them. Okay, but think about the ramifications of that. Okay, where they lived, they were already like immunity built up to so many different things already. They ate different things. Their customs were different. And as soon as they landed, I mean, the natives basically got decimated. I mean, they know that there are at least like 200 or 300 tribes of different natives from the islands all the way to Alaska that are no longer. And since they all have verbal history, we'll never know much about them unless only what other tribes tell us. So Stephen Hawking is saying that he thinks that aliens coming here would be like Columbus coming to America, and it would be the decimation of the people that were already there. I don't believe that. I don't believe that, and I don't think that's true. And I'll tell you why. Because why would they care enough to come here and do that? Like they have no like. Are you telling me that they're gonna land in like rural Iowa and some like farmer is out in his field on his tractor? They're gonna be like, oh, well, what's this? You know what I mean? Like they're going to be just as scared as we are. They're going to be just as frightened as we are. Have just as many. And you know what? How do you even know that they can even breathe? It's like they have to already know Earth, and they're watching us and all this stuff. It's like, come on, man. It's like I don't think I don't think his theory is correct. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it
Well,
at all.
well,
Wait a
Eric,
minute.
we
Wait
we,
a minute here.
we have a special guest already getting ready to join us.
We do have. I failed to
It,
mention that we have a guest tonight.
it is a mystery guest, sort of, in a way. I'm bringing him on right now, ladies and
Now,
gentlemen.
no, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Does this now? Am I to treat this guest as anonymous? He doesn't want his name. Doesn't want his face.
It has his name,
I'm
but not his face. I don't think it's his real name, and
okay.
his face is
So
covered. So be
his face is
prepared.
covered, and okay. So I'm going to address him as okay. Okay,
Any
great.
any any mature audiences, this might frighten you just a little bit. But be careful.
Mm-hmm.
So here we are, Doctor John A. Zoidberg. Welcome to the show, Doctor.
Hello, Eric and Tim. It is such a pleasure to be here. I've come to colonize your planet and the such.
Oh,
Oh,
are you? Do you own a deli, doctor?
you ain't
Oh, I
get
own a
you ain't.
deli. I'm a doctor. I'm a Doctor Deli. I perform surgery and I cut meat at the same place. You should come by. I could give you a discount.
I would love to do that. I'm into that already. But what kind of discount are we talking about?
Well, 20% right off the tip.
Ooh.
Oh,
I'm in. Tim, I'm in.
I bring
Already
my
in.
own accompaniment. I do.
I like that.
I am already in. Dr. John. So, Dr. John, thank you for joining us here. Thanks for coming out onto the airwaves and giving us exclusivity. Right? Did I say that right? If I
You
didn't,
did.
well, wow. So, thank you for that, and thank you for. Oh, he's all right there.
He's eating already.
Benadryl.
I was very
So,
hungry.
he ate. Did he just eat that green thing?
Yes.
Oh my God. Wow. Well, thank you for giving us the first crack at your experiences and stories, Dr. John. Dr. John, what can you tell us and about the world and universe beyond the one we see? Is there anything you can tell us that will broaden our horizon and make those stars brighter in the sky every time we look at them?
Well, I've come here to tell you definitively that aliens do not exist. They don't.
Oh, they don't.
They're
They
not.
don't
No, they're
exist.
not. Listen, Area 51 people, they don't exist. I'm doing what you asked me to. Zoidberg's a team player. He is.
Oh my God, Tim, this is like I kind of feel better about this already. Like
No,
we have a.
I'm actually a little more frightened.
Are you a little more frightened? Well, Sam,
I'm not taking my hat off for nothing.
Sam brings up a good question, and this is actually a very legitimate good question. Sam, what's up? Sam wants to know, how do you know that they are not already here now? That's a great question. Dr. John, I'll start with you. Are they here now? I mean, are we being lied to?
Well, if they were here, they'd be on this show. And if it said they're not on this show, they're not here. So they can't be here. No aliens here, my friends.
You're not wrong. He's not wrong there. Tim, what do you think? Is he right, or are they here with us?
There's something about this guy that's bugging me. I can't place my finger on it though.
I thought he was my Uncle Sherm first, but I mean he's out in Thousand Oaks, California, and he doesn't have internet, so I know it's not him.
I just don't know if I trust him yet. I don't know if I trust him yet.
I don't know. I like this choice of frames he uses for his glasses. I think they're pretty trustworthy.
Hey, I got them on discount. I did. They were good. You see, they're good frames. They're good
They
earthling
are.
frames. An alien wouldn't wear
Earth-
these frames.
Earthling
like-
frames, he said. Earthling
Earth-
frames. See what I'm saying?
Earthly frames. Ooh.
See what I'm saying?
Ooh.
I don't trust this guy.
I don't know. The Buddy Holly stuff with the frames. I don't know. You don't trust him, huh? I think he's got a very trusting phalanges off his person.
How could you not love these phalanges?
That's pretty cool. I actually dated a girl that had them on the back of her head, but
Oh, wow. Hook me up. Do you have her number, maybe? Zoidberg is single, he is.
well, I have a number for her, but it's on the back of her uniform now. So you might want to I don't know. You might need to get into the penal system to penal the penal system to do that. Well, Dr. Zoidberg, I brought forth and pontificated briefly on the theoretical equation of Stephen Hawking. I did the imitation already, and I don't know if I can do it again. But he said basically that when Columbus came over here, when the Europeans colonized the land we live on now, and basically from disease and from from outright, I'm just going to say an abuse of the natives, decimated hundreds of different tribes of natives here. Now, he says that if aliens were to come here, they'd be much more advanced, much more powerful, much smarter, probably communicate telepathically. I think that's all science fiction, and I think that's taking it too far. Is that somewhere? I mean, were you over in the area that you're not to speak of? Is that a possibility?
Well, the thing is, I think what happens is that human beings, they think they're the center of the universe. They go, we would conquer everyone, and they go and conquer everyone. If I were from a different planet, which I'm not, I'm very earthly. Look at my earthly frames. Look at my earthly pen right here on my earthly desk. But if I weren't earthly, I might be just from a culture that likes to sit in the sun and hang out and be doctorish. That's all. We don't want to take anything over.
Tim.
We?
Tim.
Yes.
I think you're right. I'm getting a funny. Can I use a hip word now? Vibe
Vibe.
from this guy.
Vibe. What's
Well-
his vibe? But he's vibing.
Well, no matter what, we have a question for Dr. Zoidberg.
Oh my gosh!
From Jeremiah Ramsey.
What's he say?
Have you ever been to the planet Melmac on your Planet Express deliveries?
Oh, Melmac, they have the best cuisine. Oh
Cats?
my God.
They eat
Cats?
cats.
Cat pie? You
Ooh.
haven't lived, or you've had tabby pie.
This is taking a left turn, Eric.
Are you Jeremiah? Are you sure you're not confusing Melmac with Bangladesh? I think they eat cats there too, don't they?
Ooh,
Tim, I'm as you know, I'm a very good detective. I have a sharp eye and a sharp attention to detail. I'm what you call a finder, and I find things that no one else can. I have a funny feeling, Tim, just a small funny feeling, that this man is an imposter. And I think we know who this man is. And I think he's a little more popular than he's letting on. And I think a lot more people know who he is than is letting on, because I think he is the host of the 007 Deep Dive. And I think it's Mr. Fishetic.
Hello,
Jason.
guys, it's me, Fishetic. I host Deep Dive. Woo!
I was going to say, I thought it was John Cusack. I don't know. I was way off, though.
John Cusack is not that handsome. Come on.
I figured I was going to do that until you guys got sick of it. And you're just like, all right, take that fucking thing off.
I was just
I would
trying to build up
have did it all night. I would did it all night.
Yeah, I wanted a good build up to get you. You know what I mean? I didn't want it just to be like, oh, I wanted a good intro and a good outro to it. But we all were on a chat here before we went on the air. We call it our backstage area. And
the green room.
The green room. We're in the green room, just like the Laugh Factory Comedy Club. The Jason, you were commenting on the shows that dive into these theories of ancient aliens, ancient technologies, searching for aliens. What do you think? Give me something real quick. How do you feel about these shows, and do you think there is any accuracy or believable content to it?
All right, so here's the deal. I'm not allowed to watch these shows by my wife because I'm a skeptic. Like, it's not that I don't believe in aliens, because I do believe there has to be something. I just don't believe it's like they're visiting us, anal probing us, abducting us. Like, I don't think they give a shit. They're not even aware of us if they exist. So I'm very much a skeptic. So when we first started dating, I'd watch Ancient Aliens and I would yell at the TV like they'd be like, and the only thing that could have built the pyramids was alien help. And I'm like, no, you fucking idiots. They had science. We know how they did it.
They did. Now, but there is something I will say that is suspect, is the length they had to carry those rocks from the quarry to the actual build spot, and how they had. Now that's tricky. And now whatever technology they used and they had is absolutely fantastic, because to do that on that kind of scale, I mean, no, I don't think like a ship came and beamed all the. You know what I mean? And until you can prove otherwise, I don't believe that. I really don't.
I saw a documentary that proved that how they were built. It was called X-Men Apocalypse, and they were built by mutants. Mutants built the pyramids.
That I would believe. And Sabanur, right? Apocalypse.
Yes.
He was.
He built with mutant powers.
So the thing about that, as I've thought about that a lot, and we often overlook that there was zero care for individual life back then.
100%.
So it very much could have been like, all right, you bunch of slaves, you literally carry this until you die, and then we brush you off and someone else carries it until they die. Like, that's kind of how I think that shit happened.
I think you're on the right track, because let's be honest, there were hundreds of thousands of people in Egypt there. And I mean, that was like where everybody from Egypt to the Red Sea to the Dead Sea, all that, they call that, Persia, the cradle of civilization. They call that. That's where most of the population of that area was in the earth. Of course, China had a population, and of course, South America did too. But most of what was happening expanded from there, and there were plenty of people. I mean, like if this guy just fucking died, they weren't like, oh no,
Right.
Mr. Johnson died today. They'd be like, fuck him, just fucking
Yeah.
throw him over the cliff, and push. Who cares? Push. You know what I mean? That's what they were
Right.
doing.
That's exactly it.
That's really what they were doing. No, but there are a few things that don't add, like the Ancient Alien show. Like it's for entertainment, and if people don't understand that, get into what you want to get into, fine, and believe what you want to believe. That's great, but it's merely entertainment, and it is a business. It is a multi-million-dollar business. I mean, that guy with the hair, he makes what, like $25,000 for appearance. I mean,
And
I'm supposed to believe that guy.
I'm sorry, but he's terrible. I watched 2 episodes of that show before I came on here, and that show is literally this. So would you say that 6 of Jesus' apostles were aliens? Is there proof of that? And then someone just goes, no, there's no proof of that. But what if 7 were? And that's the fucking show. It's just like there's no proof of any of this. But what if there was?
Either way, you can do that. It's like, Tim, I have no proof that you're sitting in a chair right now. I don't believe it.
And but I may or may not have pants on.
Are you? Yeah, exactly.
We don't know.
You can do the left hand didn't know what the right hand was doing all day long. And like I said, I'm not trying to generalize the mainstream population of the United States, but we're a fucking stupid fucking nation. We really are. There are not a lot of intelligent individuals left anymore. I mean, I'm making myself one of them. But seriously, it isn't that nobody's intelligent. It's a misleading culture we're in. Okay, and when you get amped up, it's like when those endorphins get going, and it's like anything. It's like when somebody sees you call it the regional aspect of like a phenomenon blowing up, like your aunt Marjorie sees like a light across the pond, and then Stan the plumber was driving home and he saw the same thing. Well, then they get on the phone and they call one calls a grandmother, one's going to visit his daughter. The next thing you know, everybody sees this light and it becomes the local, And then Giorgio gets on and he's like, what happened in Stylesville, New York? There was a light. Was it aliens? This man saw it. And then you get the guy just sitting there, I was driving home and, looked across and there was a light. And everybody's sitting there going like this, going, you know what I mean? And it's like, so it's like what do they call that? Like when you stir the public up like that, you know what I mean? It's like that whole thing.
Yeah, it's like they're starting
mania. It's like a mania.
Yeah, exactly. It's like when everyone's doing the same thing, like the Salem witch trials, right?
There
like
you go. Exactly.
Everyone's caught up in my herd mentality, where like, oh, I heard this, I heard that, I heard this, and it's funny because I actually think that the tales of aliens serve a purpose in society, right? Like it's the same as mythology was for the ancient Greeks, or the stories, religious stories, if you were looking at them non-religiously, like I often do in my English class. It's all about explaining things, and I think people really just want to understand the world around them, and there's a lot of things that are not explained by necessarily science or religion, and so they kind of wrap up their own mythology in this joined mythology with like, okay, well, the Greys and ancient aliens and the lights in the distance. So I think it's interesting.
It is very interesting, and the thing is one thing you almost need a mass tale for any region of the world, whether it be China has their own myth, India, China, Russia, Europe. We all have in the States. We all have these things, but back in the old days, they really didn't understand how to keep order. You had to keep some sort of a semblance because, like I said, with the witch trials and everything, when the witch hunt went on, everybody fucking boarded their house up, fucking saw everybody slept in the middle of the kitchen. You know what I mean? It's like you were so scared. You know what I mean? But these religious guys come in and they're like, drink wine on Sunday and whatever. I don't know what the hell they do. I'm not religious at all, so I don't know. I'm probably being really bad right now, but it's all about order. And let's be honest. Let's Tim. Let's transition this into something we really know. It's a business. It's just like the wrestling business. It's kayfabe. It's keeping control, but behind the scenes, it's really not really anything. Nobody walked on water. Nobody floated over and abducted a cow and it beamed up. And it's come on. I don't.
So I'm a little lost now. Are you saying you don't believe in aliens now?
I do believe. No, I 100% believe in aliens. I 100,000,000% believe in aliens. I just don't believe like Jason was saying. I don't think that show Ancient Aliens is factual. I think I think it's entertainment. Okay. So let's take the plane and go around the pole here for a minute. We're gonna go and put it on autopilot. Now, the government has recently released. Well, years they released the Project Blue Book, and the Freedom of Information Act has all these files on things, but now they're really disclosing things. They're putting things on they're leaking things to news. They're actually having high-ranking armed forces officials now can comment on this stuff because they're like, and they're not like making up. They're not saying like, oh my God, this thing just kind of hover. Well, they say that, but they don't. It's not like they saw, like the Jetsons or something. It's like they're like, look, I was flying over the Atlantic Ocean and something came up next to me, was there, and it disappeared. He goes, I don't know what it was. I can't tell you what it was. I can't tell you if it was an alien. I can't tell you if it was a this or that. I just can tell you that I saw it and I had to report it. I can buy that. That I can buy because these guys are going places that none of us go, and they see places of this earth that we'll never see. You know what I mean? So that kind of thing, like these pilots, and they're let's be honest, they're trained to watch everything. They know where they're going. They know what's up, what's down, what's left, what's right. They know where the stars are. They know where the continents are. They know what part of the earth they're on. If they see something out of the ordinary, they got radar, they got radio, they got fucking cable TV. Whatever they got inside the cockpit, Top Gun, Rambo, whoever. They know where they are and what's going on. If they see something out of the ordinary, then that's fucked up. Like something's wrong. What do you guys think of that?
And that's the one thing I believe. Like because as I said, I'm a skeptic, but when people who were in the military and the Air Force who are coming out about these things, I believe that for a couple of reasons. Because one, as you said, they go to places and see places that most people don't. So if there is something looking to not be found on this planet, they might see it. But also because they're not coming out and saying, well, it's an alien. They're coming out and saying, this is what I saw. It was weird. I don't know what it is. Make your own decision. And I always trust that more than there's a pen and it has ink. Aliens, the fact that they're not pushing the agenda makes me believe them more.
Right, because they're not doing it to scare or make you like part of some like subculture. Right. To visit like cons all the time. Like you're going to the Alien Con. Now I'm going to the In Search of Alien Con. Now I'm going to the Ancient Alien Con. Now I'm going to the Disclosure Con. Which they're fun. They're fun. I mean, I would love to go to one of those things and watch these guys do a Q&A. I think it would be fucking fantastic. Because I think I would have the time of my life.
And you said before that it's a business, and I'm going to say that it's a well-deserved earned business, like because as you said,
absolutely,
it's entertainment. If you engage in it in that way, you really can get a lot out of it.
Yeah, because you can't tell me that these guys really fucking believe. Like, well, hold on, okay? They might, but I will say one thing, okay? There is a place called Puma Punku. You guys heard of this? It's in South America. I believe it's in Peru. You ever heard of that one, Tim?
No.
It is okay. So the way that they built this thing and the way that they crafted these stones to fit together, it is absolutely phenomenal how they did this. And it is true that they don't know what source they use to melt the rock. I mean, the type of rock it is, which
Like the crystal skulls
It's
you're
what?
talking about, like the crystal skulls.
You're in that area. Yep, you're in that area. A little further south, and you're almost there. But it's like looking at this. I mean, looking at the way they constructed these megaliths. It's amazing, and the way they not straight, unnatural lined rocks, but they all fit together like a puzzle. And this is going back thousands of years. And how they did that, because they've tried to tear them apart. And what they have gotten apart, they notice that it's all smooth and it fits like perfectly, and there's absolutely no room for error there. I want to know how they did it. I mean, I'm not saying it was aliens, but I want to know how they did it. That's what the thought provokes in me when I watch that. It's like, if you take aliens out of it and just watch these guys like go to these old places and look and see how they did this, it's like, because it is fucked up. It's like, how the fuck did they fucking guys that walked around with a leaf over their crotch and carrying fucking spears? How the fuck did they come up with this? You know what I mean? How did they make all this gold? How did they do all this stuff? That's the interesting part. And I think that the simplicity of everything is way, way more fascinating than the, getting all complicated with thinking, well, there might have been an alien there. I just think that's what I think is that the ancient alien thing.
Well, see, the thing about the ancient aliens for me, it's this whole thing of everything needs to make sense to me in modern times. So it's like, I don't mean me or you, but just I think that's where that comes from. Because you look back and you go, well, how could they have done this? I can't, in my modern view, understand how it was done. So it must be aliens. They couldn't have done it. I'm better than them. I couldn't do this. Therefore, it must be aliens. And I think that's what it comes down to. It's like, the fact is, none of us could do what the people 1,000 years ago could have done. I mean, I have a friend at work who always points out to me, he's like, he goes, Jason, I'm doing my impression of him. Like he doesn't even watch my show, but I'm doing the impression of him just in case. He goes, Jason, we live better right now than kings in the Middle Ages.
Oh my God, yeah.
But that's 100% true. Like most of us, like not, of course, like, those who are unsheltered and all that, obviously that's a different issue. But those of us who, if you have a shitty apartment, you're living better than a king in the Middle Ages. And I think a lot of, and I think that's why we don't understand things that have happened in the past. And instead of thinking about like, well, let me look at it and examine it, it's like, nah, fuck that shit. Aliens. I can't do it. Must be aliens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And it takes away the cool fantasy that you have in your mind of really, like, if an alien did come on. Okay, now Tim, Sam said that aliens might already be here with us. Do you think that's feasible? Do you think that's feasible? They're already here already?
No, I wouldn't go that far.
You're not going that far.
I'm not going that far. I will go as much as I do think they visit us. I do think some of the shit that people see are really, alien craft of some kind. I'm not into the whole kidnapping, probing kind of thing. I think we're like the galaxy's fucking aquarium.
That's not a bad. No, that's not a bad.
Look at this. Like, look at these people. And again, with their technology and stuff, we're like cavemen to them. So it's like, oh look at this. These people evolving. Look at these people with their fancy planes and their fucking diet drinks and whatever the hell else they're make fun of us for. That's what I think. That's what I personally think.
So we're just reality TV, and every time we catch someone, it's just a reality TV like live excursion.
We're Animal Planet to them. As long as there's no like hillbilly aliens that want to just go out and shoot everything, that just hope they don't drive by in their pickup UFO, you know what I mean, with their camo and everything, and want to just like poach us. But I honestly think that if there are civilizations so advanced, why would they even want to fucking waste their time coming here? It's like, if everything is so far beyond and so far whatever, why? It's like it's almost like when you're driving down I mean, you guys live in the city, but if I'm driving down the road and I see a couple of rabbits jumping around in the field, I'm just like, oh, rabbits, big fucking deal. They're gonna go into their hole and sleep. Like I don't have any interest in that at all. I think that's probably how they would feel about it, unless there's like the whole like Galaxy Ranger. You guys ever see the cartoon Galaxy Rangers? So great. You gotta watch it. Oh God, guys, look it up when you go. It's actually, you guys would have seen it before me because it was only exclusive to WPIX out of New York
Oh,
back in the 80s. Yeah. Lenny Briscoe, Tim, voices the lead character. He does the lead voice. But
Really?
they got approached by the cartoon is it's kind of like a space western. They got approached by these aliens that wanted to share their hyperdrive and get us kicked into the next level because they needed our help because we were a um and a military-esque civilization. They really didn't have a strong, you know what I mean, a strong discipline of like keeping order out there because it was just kind of like the Wild West, and they needed like sheriffs, aka rangers. It's
people.
so fun. It's
That's,
so fun. It's
oh,
so fun.
that sounds like every American action movie like that has
It
like with
does.
aliens. Like I'm thinking Independence Day is the worst of these, and I love that movie. But where it's like everyone just going, "What are the Americans gonna do about this?"
Exactly. Exactly. But this was in the mid '80s, so this predated a lot of the modern alien movies. But yeah, you guys should really check that out. You guys should really check that out. It's a lot of fun. It's one of my favorite cartoons. It's
Cool.
I'm an old cartoon sci-fi guy anyway, so I kind of like that shit. But
Did you watch Silverhawks when you were younger, Eric?
Silverhawks were okay. I watched it a little bit.
Silverhawks, G-Force,
G-Force. What was another one?
Nice.
Battle of the Planets.
Battle of the Planets. Voltron.
Voltron, of course. Yeah,
Yep.
GoBots, of course, was a big one.
GoBots was actually there's like a huge cult like subculture of the GoBots. Like I didn't realize like because everybody's like Transformers, everywhere. It's like but if
Right.
you really get into the GoBots, there's like groups and message
Wow.
boards, and these fucking people are fucking into it. And I have to say, one of the greatest names for a transformable robotic entity is got to be Psykill. Got to be Psykill.
That's an awesome name.
It's better than Megatron. It's better than almost
It
better
is.
than Megatron.
I don't know.
Tim, are you a Transformer guy?
I thought those. I was a Transformer cartoon guy. I
Yeah.
thought the toys kind of. I mean, okay, I had them. I had a couple.
Me too.
But as an adult, when you really break it down, didn't they kind of suck?
Yeah.
I'll tell you why they sucked. Because here you are with all your robots. You're having your little adventure. You're having your battle or whatever. Then it's like, oh shit, it's time to go. Let's roll out. You have
Yeah.
to now spend 10 fucking minutes transforming all your fucking toys into cars. 10 minutes.
Yeah.
To
It
do
took a
all that.
while. It took a long time.
I don't care how fast you are. I don't care if you were a fucking Rubik's Cube Chinese kid fast. You had to fucking sit there and go, next, next. And then you roll all your fucking guys to the next spot. And like, oh, there's Megatron. Transform and fight.
Yeah. A whole. Yeah.
Oh my god, it was that's why, dude. I was GI Joe. I was Star Wars. You got your guy. You fucking fight. You move on.
Yeah. Get your guns.
I like Transformers though, but I wasn't really. The
Oh,
toys kind of annoyed me.
You had to like commit to that. Like you just couldn't like half-ass play with Transformers. Like you had to make a big commitment like
Yeah.
to do that. It was especially like the more complicated they got, like with the dinosaurs and all that stuff. Where'd Mr. Frechette go? You're taking a powder.
But even Voltron.
Voltron was fucked up.
Dude, what a badass fucking toy Voltron was. That is probably one of the coolest toys ever. But now again, you're sitting there playing this. Oh, it formed Voltron. 20 minutes later, you can fucking form Voltron. You're like, oh, I gotta put the legs in. I gotta put the head. I gotta attach. Make sure it's really in there. Next guy, dude. 5 minutes goes by, you're bored. You're like, fuck, this is boring.
Did you have Voltron?
Yes, I did.
I actually didn't.
You didn't.
I didn't have Voltron. I was a big GI Joe fan. And
I was GI Joe too.
G.I. Joe.
And I was He-Man, GI Joe, and Thundercats. And so like I literally had I had everything He-Man. I even had those like Tri-Tower Eternia things that like worth I don't know like $500 in the 80s, which must be like $20,000 now. I mean, fucking ridiculous.
If you had the original Castle Grayskull, like I'm thinking it's somewhere like around $4 or $5 grand. Like it's unbelievable. It's unfucking believable how much these He-Man has just gone up and up and up and up and up in price. It's so fucked up. It's so cool. But yeah, no, but let's be honest. Let's be honest. I think that's Lauren. Lauren, are you still here? Lauren went to the store. That is her pulling in. I guess she left. Um, you know, the want to believe is great. Like and it's not necessarily I want like gray aliens to be here. I don't want like the fucking the predators like to just jump on the planet and start killing people. But I want to think that there are other. And how do we know they're not just like us? How do you know they didn't send people here to colonize this and they went somewhere? Other people went so like that whole Superman thing. Like when Krypton sent all these satellite things out to find whatever. That I can get behind. I can get behind that. Like definitely get behind that. But oops. But yeah, no. So yeah, we got some. Megatron had what? Megatron had a silver gun, and they had 3 Voltrons. Cars, robots, and lions. Yes, exactly. Sam mentioned something that caught my eye. Johnny Quest. Tim, I got to know because even when we're getting off topic here on the aliens thing, but that's okay. That's what we do. My sister loves Johnny Quest, and I think it's fucking stupid. Like I just never
hate it.
I can't get into fucking Johnny Quest. I can't.
No.
Look, Lauren's mad at me right now. She just threw everything down. Yes, kind of. Yes, we are. Look, I'm not a big Johnny Quest fan.
With a head of fire here, his sisters, yeah.
I don't even know what that means.
Talking about the cartoon, right?
Yeah, with Haji and his dad, who's wears like turtlenecks a little too tight. Like
And his twin sisters that are like Dexter's lab scientists.
he had twin sisters. I don't. That's too much info. No, Johnny Quest. Not a Johnny Quest fan. Not a Johnny Quest fan. I'm sorry, Sam. I'm not a Johnny Quest fan. I like a lot of old Hanna-Barbera stuff. Sam, you mentioned Planet of the Apes. There is actually a cool Hanna-Barbera 1-season cartoon of Planet of the Apes. Tim, did you ever see that?
Yeah, from back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, really fun. It's really, really fun. It's like the banana splits-ish, you know what I mean? Yeah. What?
Planet of the Apes aren't aliens. They're basically us evolved. Not really aliens.
Wait, are you saying that they blew it up? That they did this?
Damn you!
Damn you! Yeah, Planet of the Apes was Charlton had what it was as you damn dirty ape.
Damn dirty.
Or something like that. I can't fucking remember. But Charlton Heston was great. As much of a douche as he was great. You got to give him.
My favorite Charlton Heston moment was when he did his cameo in the awful Tim Burton Planet of the Apes, and he was the pacifist ape, but he was the only ape on the entire ape planet that had an ape gun, and I love that little tidbit because
that was cool.
Of course he would.
That was cool. That was the one with Marky Mark, right?
Yes, it was. Yeah, bro. Yeah, you're an ape, bro.
Which made no fucking sense whatsoever.
What are you talking about, bro? You're an ape? Yeah, Abraham Lincoln? It's fine.
Say hi to your mother for me.
Say hi to your mother for me, bro. Say hi to your ape mother.
No, my favorite, my favorite, I'm getting off topic, I don't care. Charlton Heston moment of all his work is literally his cameo on Wayne's World 2.
That was good.
You remember that?
I remember that.
Jace, you remember that one?
I do, yeah.
I know it's a small park. Can we get someone better than this? And they whip the guy out and bring in Charlton Heston. He's like, Gordon Street. I once knew a woman who lived on Gordon Street. And Wayne's crying. Best fucking scene ever.
It's great. It's great. He was. You guys ever see Soylent Green?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course. It's made out of people. Actually, that is like that's the joke, but that's a great movie.
Yeah,
it's such a great movie. It's such a great movie.
He's also in Omega Man, right? That's also
Omega Man. Oh my God, Omega Man was fucking incredible.
He's great in that.
He's really great in that. Omega Man is like that's like a deserved movie that is underrated. Like that's Omega Man is pretty fun. Like it could be dissected very well modernly.
For sure.
I don't think that's even a word, but
it's like a weird not zombie thing because like they're like zombies, but they operate like a cult. Like it's so weird, and there's so much like social commentary to like be pursed from there.
Yeah, no, it's fucking great. Like they even reference that in Strange Brew, another great movie. The Mackenzie brothers.
I haven't seen that.
Come on, is there anybody that doesn't like Strange Brew? Let's be honest. Strange Brew is great. That's one of the greatest movies ever. Tim, no Strange Brew?
What is? I'm trying to think what it is.
That's Rick
Bob,
Moranis, right? That's the one
Bob,
with.
yeah, Rick and Dave Thomas, Bob and Doug McKenzie, like, take off, hoser. You know, hey, what's up, eh?
No Canada melodrama for me.
It's actually a Canadian comedy. It's,
No Canadian comedy for me.
You're not north of the border is not.
I've never seen it, so I can't judge it.
It's really great, dude. You should really check it out. Strange Brew is a cult fucking classic.
As a kid, I got into some really weird TV shows, and one of those incredibly weird TV shows to be into as a, 10-year-old was SCTV, Second City TV.
Oh, dude, I've seen every episode, man.
It's a great show, and that's why I know movies like that, because Rick Moranis and Dave Thomas, Joe Flaherty, that's how I know these guys from Second City TV.
Eugene Levy, Catherine O'Hara.
Catherine O'Hara, yeah.
All of them, man. Fucking, that was so good. And it was on, back in the day, it was on right after Saturday Night Live because Lorne Michaels was producing it.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy, man. Crazy. Tim, your homework, should you choose to accept it, you have no choice, is to watch Strange Brew and give us your thoughts next week. We're gonna have a minute on the A to Z program where you're gonna tell me what you thought of Strange Brew.
Only if it's free, and I can find it someplace for free.
I will find it for you for free. I will find it. If I have to buy it and give you my password to Amazon, you're gonna fucking watch it. That's
That's right.
It's such a great movie. Yeah, we've gone off topic, but that's okay. That's what happens here. That's what makes the show fun.
Well, I mean, Canadians are aliens, right? In the geopolitical, I don't know, man. I'm trying. I got nothing here. I'm trying.
No, well, I mean, I'm just letting it go because we're having more fun talking about all this anyway. So,
let me ask Jason a question.
Yeah, ask Jason a question.
As I think me and Eric have discussed this before, more likely scenario to you, like your ETs, your friendly visitors, or your fucking Independence Day gonna rape and kill us all. Honestly, like, what do you think was more likely to happen?
Oh, good question.
All right, that's a very good question. I actually don't think we're gonna actually meet another alien species, and if we do, it's not for a very, very long time, and we have to be lucky enough to actually survive as a species, which I don't think we will because we're a very suicidal species, as it is. But because the space is vast and it's always expanding. But anyway, I'm avoiding the question, and so I think that if they're like us, we're fucked. Like
100%.
Yeah, if they're like us, yeah, they're gonna colonize us. They're gonna prima nocta our women. They're gonna enslave. Like everything that we have done to other people, they're going to do to us. But like if they're just like, if they're nothing like us and they land here accidentally, it's like, yeah, I guess more like an ET. But like I don't know. Like, why would something like ET be shooting around in a spaceship? So
one hand we're prison bitches and the other one we're Tom Hanks is basically what you're saying. Like,
right. Like, and that's the thing is, there's no scenario in my mind where we get presented with an alien species and go, you know what? Regardless, we're going to be benevolent. Like, either they're going to take us over or we're going to take them over. Because
100%.
It's kind of what we do as a species to each other. And at least when an alien species comes, we can stop doing it to each other. Hopefully.
All right. And one more question for both of you then. What are the odds? Is it even possible? Your personal opinions. Have we made contact? Well, not us. Has the government made contact? Do you think there is something to Area 51 as far as we've had a species of alien there, spaceship or whatever? And do you think they know? Well, obviously they know a lot more than we do. I think that's in every subject. They know everything more than we do. But do you think they've made contact? Honestly, that's for both of you.
Yes. I'll go first. Yes. Number one, Jason brought up a very good point earlier that it's more along the lines of a modern thought, a modern way of thinking. All this alien stuff and this, because everyone says, It really wasn't popular until the Roswell thing, this and that. But actually, there are documented reports that go back thousands of years, at least 1,000 years, of people seeing things that they didn't understand. There's paintings that show, like, the Virgin Mary. I guess she was a virgin by then. Um, with that ship in the sky, you know what I mean? Like the
Yeah, I've
artist
seen
threw
that.
that little in there. And then also you have, like, getting more modern, like into the 1700s. Like Thomas Jefferson actually has the first documented sighting of a UFO, um, which he didn't know what to call it. I think he did call it unidentified object. I believe he did. And then you have, like, the guy in Texas who buried fragments of an unknown, airship is what he called it. It's something that fell from the sky, and there's all this metal was all over the place. Well, he took it all and he buried it in as well, and he put cement over it and stuff. And everybody who's lived there since has gotten this weird um, form uh, of arthritis that, like, just it looks like you have, like, burl or like tree knots on your hands. And he died from it, and other people subsequently who've been there, lived there, have, I think, been afflicted with it. So yeah, it's gone on, but I think that the Vatican, who's kind of, if I can get out a little bit here, I believe that the Vatican is more of a world archive. I don't think they just do religious. I mean, of course, their primary goal is the religion of the Catholicism and keeping everything, in order in that aspect. But they also have one of the biggest observatories in the world, one of the most powerful telescopes in the world, and they also admit freely that they believe that there is other intelligent life out there. Of course, they think that the Almighty has created it, which they could be right. I mean, even science says that there's only so much that they can explain out into the universe. Then they just don't understand anything else after that. So, is there another universe that created our universe? Tim, I guess basically what I'm saying is I forgot what question you asked, and I just went off on a tangent. What was it? What was it you wanted to know?
Has the government actually made contact?
There we go. That's what I'm getting to. So then we get to look. I just did the Mr. Rogers. So we get to Roswell. Okay. Now here's why I do think something happened at Roswell. Okay, because you are not going to publish something in a paper and then later on that evening retract it and just say they reported what they saw. They reported what was there. And within like 6 hours, a retraction was made, and it was said, "Oh no, it's just a weather balloon, just a weather balloon." And still, like, I'm in the 1940s, and I'm going, "What's neoprene? What's weather balloon?" Now I'm even more confused. It's like, so what they did basically is they opened the public up to it, but at the same time, I'm skeptical of that because it's like, oh, okay, wait a minute. So why would they even bother? Like, it's a fucking 1940s. They didn't need it to like make anything all like, yeah, there was the War of the Worlds wasn't going. They just got over World War II and the most evil fucking idiot two evil idiots in history. They got rid of one, and one died a couple years later of like every sexual transmitted disease, and probably the poor. He probably had anxiety from all the people he killed. Stalin, Hitler, and Stalin. So
Uncle Joe.
Uncle Joe.
That's what FDR called him, Uncle Joe.
That's what we were supposed to refer to him as during World War II. They're our ally, Uncle Joe. Like, now we know he's the funny uncle. But
he's that funny genocidal uncle that we don't invite to Thanksgiving anymore.
Yeah, because he doesn't really give you food. He wants you to starve in the other room, and you know what I mean. He likes Romanian prostitutes, and whatever.
Puts a gun to your head and takes your boots and makes you walk in the cold.
Yeah, it just feels like killing you. He will, But no, Tim. Here's the thing. Yes, because here I'm gonna drop a name. Bob Lazar. Bob Lazar. Do you guys know who Bob Lazar is?
I do not.
Both your homework. I give out a lot of homework a lot here.
I thought I was a teacher.
I was going to say I'm like stepping into shoes I can't fill.
This Bob Lazar hydrogen car. This guy.
That's
Robert
one of
Scott
them.
Lazar.
Bob Lazar, yes.
Okay.
And also Bob Lazar is the guy that came out from Area 51 and said he was not only there, but they had technology and they had an aircraft and a spaceship that they were reverse engineering. Now, Bob will tell you that I just did like a LaQuisha there, like he doesn't believe in aliens right now. He goes, I don't know if there's aliens or not. He goes, I've never seen an alien. I don't have proof of that. He goes, but I do know that we have a craft that we are trying to reverse engineer that we don't know what the material is made of. B, we don't understand the propulsion system, and C, we figured out one of the elements that ran it, and he is element 115 or something he called it. And coincidentally, in 2015, all of a sudden the government says, "Oh yeah, we have this new element that whatever," and it's the same fucking element that Bob Lazar said 20 years before. So if you guys dive deep into Bob Lazar, it's going to get crazy, and you're going to get people going, "Oh fuck him, he's crazy." But if you really listen to the guy talk in interviews, dude, I don't think he's full of shit. I think something's fucked up there. So Tim, yes, I do think they are keeping. I'm not sure they're keeping like squid people from us. They might be.
Oh, I hope they are.
Yeah, let's hope. You know, maybe they could take the Kardashians and keep them there too.
Zoidberg would like a wife, maybe.
But yeah, I think that there's shit, unexplained shit that maybe has something to do with an extraterrestrial or thereabout that they're not telling us. I believe, because you got to understand something. When something is fully disclosed finally, and when we fully know, and you see like beings from other worlds, like on like the NBC Evening News, it's going to tear the fabric of society if it's not done correctly, because everybody's going to go into a mass panic, mass hysteria, you know, and that creates a mental illness in people because it's an overabundance of fear.
Which is why remember we talked about this last time too, Eric, about that movie Paul. I know I keep bringing it up. Have you seen that movie, Jason?
I keep fucking missing it.
I know of it. I've never seen it. The only thing I know about it is one of my favorite moments in life with my father-in-law, who loves movies, and he's from the Philippines, and he was here in the winter, and it was cold way before COVID, and I met up with him after he saw Paul, and I was like, how was the movie? And he went, better than standing out in the cold for 2 hours, which I think is the best endorsement of a movie ever.
So no, I actually love that movie, and I think that movie really kind of like opened my eyes a bit, only because first of all, you should watch it because and count the pop culture references, because it's at least 50 of them in there. You got to try to catch them all. I think I caught most of them, if not all of them. Second of all, it's basically like they ask Paul, like, why do you look like every alien I've ever seen? And Paul tells them, because for the past 50 years, the government has been fucking dripping my picture of my face onto all your shit. This way, when we finally meet, you're not scared shitless. And I think that's a fucking brilliant.
That's interesting.
That's why Paul looks like every alien, the bald with the big eyes, and he's small. And he's like, yeah, the government wants you not to be fucking frightened if we ever meet, because now you know what I look like. And I think that's a brilliant fucking way to do it. That's why that movie, I think, is like really not just a comedy. I think it kind of like say, hey, look, this is what we got. This is what you may see. This is what you see soon. You don't really have to be afraid.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And I agree. I actually don't think that's a bad idea. That's a really good propaganda technique.
Yeah,
it is. It really is.
Yeah, it really is. And to answer your question, and it can kind of go into that, is I don't think we've made official contact. I don't think like there's been aliens in the White House shaking a president's hand or anything
I wouldn't go that far.
No, but I think the most that I would give my sphere of belief is we found a downed ship in the 40s, because I do actually believe there's something to the Area 51. I agree with you, Eric. I've read a lot about that too, and about like they were very clear on what it was, and then they turned like they did a 180. Oh no, it's a weather balloon,
it's crazy.
But yet like nothing's declassified, and they're still very secretive, and like not to say if you've got nothing to hide, why are you hiding it? But it does lend to the question, but I don't think there's ever been like official government to government contact. I think like we might have found a down ship, and possibly with something dead inside. And that's what's in Area 51, and they've been doing their fucking crazy government studies on it. And yeah, and maybe you're right, Tim, that that is what it looked like, and so they've been inundating us with that look. So if we ever do make contact, that it wouldn't be as scary. And I think it would work. I think if we did make contact and it looked like that, most people would go, well, that's what I thought, and the other half would, like, the other people would go, oh, I dreamt about that. They were anal probing me, because that's also a thing, right? You have the dream about, like, when they abduct you. It's called sleep paralysis.
Yeah. So you're almost thinking like they're trying to desensitize the public a little bit before,
I think I think that's what Tim said. I think it's a perfect way to put it.
I think that's why
I
can agree with that.
I think it's so brilliant about it, because it's not just a dopey fucking comedy. It's I mean, that part of the movie was like, like, actually makes a lot of fucking sense.
Who did that?
It wasn't the two guys, the British guys. Shit.
That's
the Shaun of the Dead guy.
Yeah, Shaun of the Dead guy. Yeah.
Okay.
Them two, and there's so many freaking cameos in it. Sigourney Weaver's in it. Like, there's so many people are in it. It's I'm telling you, it's a funny fucking movie. But I said that movie also, with that part of the, first they always say you're going to anal probe me, and Paul goes, "Why do you think I want to stick my finger up your ass? There's nothing. There's nothing in your ass anybody wants to talk about. Like, stop asking those questions." So again, they start pointing out a lot of that kind of stuff, and it turns out that Paul is actually responsible for all the major pop culture items in the past 50 years. He was actually on the phone with Spielberg before he made E.T., saying, "Hey, Steven, how about you do this?"
That's
and it's actually Steven Spielberg saying, "Well, what else you got for me?" He goes, "Well, I have this vivification, blah 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 blah." He goes, "What the fuck is that?" "Oh, it's healing." "Oh, I like that. Let's use that." Bam, E.T. comes out.
Wow.
Agent
That's
Mulder.
a fucking cool movie.
I gotta watch this movie now.
Yeah, Paul goes, "That was my idea." Plus, it's Seth Rogen, so it's funny.
Mulder's in it?
No, they mentioned Agent Mulder, and he goes, "That was my idea." Like, in other words, he was responsible for all major, pop culture references. Tell you, it's a great fucking movie. You should watch it.
I want to check it out.
Every time we bring up aliens, I talk about Paul. So that's how much I like it.
Mike, why do you think I'm chewing? Do I look like I have a dip in? It's just my handsome chiseled face, dude. I can't do anything about it. I really can't. So no, it's kind of like, the discovery of like a hammer in like a fossil. You know what I mean? It's like, you don't want to think that there was shit like that way back then, but there really was. And like, I'm sure that if something were to crash on Earth, say thousands of years ago, and was recently found by archaeologists, and they called the government, and R. Lee Ermey came in, and he's like, "God damn it, get away from that son of a bitch," and got everybody all fucking like straightened out, and like, all right, get this to Area 51, get it out there. Hang on a minute, I just had a thought. How about the Nazi bell? You guys ever hear about that?
No.
What's the Nazi bell?
The Nazi bell is it's a story that is kind of corroborated, kind of not, because they do have paperwork, and they actually, okay, let me put it this way. The Nazis actually did try to make a time travel device to break through another dimension and to travel through time.
They did actually some crazy shit. Like
they
those
did.
Indiana Jones movies that detail like their thing into like the occult. That's all true. I'm sorry, Eric. I didn't mean to interrupt.
It is true. No, it is, and it's they're fucking smart. So this Nazi bell thing in Poland, of course, when they took Poland over, they did everything over there. So in this region of Poland, they have like this structure. Almost looks like a Roman Parthenon thing. It has like these posts, and like it has this like thing in the center. Well, what they tried to do, as I guess they tried to have red plutonium, and they tried to energize it somehow. And what happens is if you energize red plutonium or red I think it's plutonium. I don't know. What did the terrorists use in Back to the Plutonium?
Yeah, plutonium. That's
And
plutonium.
it's this,
Pinball machine parts.
yeah. I made a bomb out of pinball machine parts. Oh, I gave it to them.
That's a great Christopher Lloyd impression.
I do some good impressions. That's
That's
Tim. I do
really
some pretty good
good.
ones. Tim and I actually are both. We have our people who we do really well. Tim, I'll never be better at Jim Cornette or Dusty Rhodes because I'll crack up. Please don't do it yet, Tim, because I'll die. But surprise me with it in the episode. But no. So what they called it, Die Glocke, and Die Glocke in German means the bell. So what they theorize happened is in the mid 70s or early 80s, outside of Ohio somewhere, this bell-like structure appeared. And all of a sudden it was found by the government, and they took it to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, which I believe is in Ohio. And they think that, so the story is that the Nazis did figure out how to travel through time. And it landed in 1980s Ohio, and they took it to another big, look up Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. That's another big, conspiracy place for the government. And so they think he did travel through time. So Hitler wanted to travel through time and, basically do the whole Moriarty thing where he travels about and, I conquer eras everywhere and I'm everywhere and nowhere at the same time. So it's interesting. You should look it up. It's really interesting.
I have a different theory to propose now. Everything you said sounds very interesting, but what if the Nazis did travel through time and they just happened to go through any date where Star Trek was on that showed Nazis going through time and winning the war and went, yeah, we've won the wars. That's great. All right, back to the past. We know what the fuck's this up. And they went back and they went back to the past. So maybe Nazis did travel through time, but Star Trek saved us.
I wouldn't doubt that. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that at all. Like I love Star Trek. I never did, but I do now. Lauren got me into it. Lauren, you're my weirdo reference. Have you ever seen the movie Paul? Did Tim and I ask you this already? Paul, about the alien?
Oh, fuck yeah, I have the poster.
She has the poster. Never. Why did I even think that she didn't?
Paul or Simon Pegg and what's
Simon Pegg. That's the guy I was trying. Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah.
Lauren, make
right.
Eric watch the movie.
You hear him? Make Eric watch the movie.
Look at the movie. I have it. It's over here.
She even has the DVD. Okay, I
Nice.
can't do this anymore.
I mean, you're
There
gonna
you go.
watch it. Yeah.
She's thinking now. She's like, I got the DVD. We're gonna watch it.
It's like in the show. We're watching it now.
No, actually, we have a date with Love, Death, and Robots when this is over. So
Nice.
great show. No, the new season's out. So Tim, you ever
Is
get
it
into
really?
that? Yeah, new season today.
Okay, I didn't know that.
I never even heard of it.
Netflix. Go to see.
15-minute robot things. I'm sorry.
It's robots. It's stories of love, death, and robots. Like each one is a different. It's animated differently. It's done differently each episode. It's so fun. And they're only like 15 minutes long, 10, 15 minutes long. It's so good. Yes, Lauren.
And after you're done with that, you have to watch Oates Studios.
Oates Studios. See, I didn't think that was as good.
No, you did.
I
just
did?
don't remember which ones it were. Yeah.
You're trying to say I don't know?
No, you're confusing them.
Me confused?
No, yeah. Yes. Remember the Zygote one with they're in space and it's the.
You guys hear her?
It's like the robot checking the guy and
Yes.
she's on by herself and it has like that being thing that when it like becomes connected to another person it like absorbs them so it has.
Oh, that was that show?
Yeah.
Oh fuck! All right, I don't want to talk about that. I got to eat after this. I can't talk about this. Oh god, that's not going to bother me one bit. It's not going to bother me. Tim, please do yourself a favor and get on Netflix and watch the first season of Love, Death, and Robots. You will not regret it. Like it's so fucking good. It's so fucking good.
Live action, they're animated.
I just said that. Are you the host of the show? You should be. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. Listen. Have you been nominated 2 years in a row to be the #1 internet talk show? You haven't? Oh, that's right. I have. That's right. See, I don't like that because you're making good things sound bad. No, not like me. Anyway, enough out of that. So yeah, so I guess I have to watch Paul. Okay. Anyway, guys, give me some parting alien thoughts. Now I want to start with Mr. Fishetic because you're the skeptic. You're the main skeptic we have here. Okay, I want to ask you. Okay, so we've already covered, aliens, ancient aliens, pilots in the military, yeah, it could be. Give me your overall, and I want it in 5 minutes. We're gonna go 5 minute speed round, and give me your overall take on extraterrestrial life. Go.
All right. Well, I think if they could exist, they probably do exist, though I don't think we've made contact. And if we did make contact, it was accidental, almost like driving a fancy sports car in 2020 and going back in time to a third world country in 1820. That's how I would describe the Area 51 thing if it went down the way people say it went down. But I don't know 100% sure because I'm someone that you need to show me proof, and I've seen no proof. It's all fun skeptical things, but I'm like Fox Mulder. I want to believe. And I'm a doctor. I'm Zoidberg. I'm sorry, I had to throw that in.
Very good X-Files reference, by the way. You get bonus points for that. You get bonus points for that. Tim, what do you got?
I believe a lot more than that, especially because of technology's getting so good. I think a lot more people are seeing shit. A lot more people are catching shit. Even these people that are using their phones now to fucking take pictures of the moon, and there's always some kind of wacky shit going on up there. I don't believe that's all. I'm not saying it's all aliens, like they're landing on the moon and like watching us like a fucking movie, but some strange shit's going on up there. I don't think they've landed. I don't think they've made contact. I don't think they've kidnapped anybody, but I do believe a lot more that they are coming more frequently. They are orbiting the planet. I mean, even NASA's catching shit now, like in the background. Right?
Yeah.
Now we're having meetings where the government's releasing footage of how this ship go into the water and then shoot back up at 100 miles. Doesn't make any sense. Again, aliens, it's something. Something's doing it.
Definitely. I mean,
the religious nuts will say it's God. People like me, the fucking science fiction people will say it's aliens. Fucking, Tolkien fans might say it's hobbits. I don't know what the fuck you can say. It's just, it's what you want to believe. But I do believe that I believe we are getting frequently more visited. Are we close to contact? I would say no. Like I said, I don't think we're worth it.
Yeah.
And even if we were, I think the government basically has this thought. They keep waiting for us to get smart enough to handle the fact that there are aliens. And they're just we're not getting smarter. We're getting worse.
We're devolving. We're de-evolving.
I'm gonna say though, I also don't think the government is smart enough to handle aliens.
No. I don't think so either. I think they'll fuck it up. I think they'll fuck it up big time. Like if there was ever like real contact like that, I think they'll fuck it up.
It would be like
you
guys remember Mars Attacks?
Oh yeah.
It would be like Mars Attacks. Like, oh shit, kill them.
Yeah, aliens, shoot. You better shoot.
Shoot, yeah. I mean, the only thing the government has is resources. That's it.
No, what I'm saying, when I mean the government's hiding, I don't think they're hiding contact or alien. I mean, they're hiding a lot of yes, this ship is from space. Yes, this ship is this.
Knowledge of what exists.
They're not telling us because they know we're a bunch of fucking maniacs who oh my God, there's an alien. I'm gonna go to the store and shoot the bodega because there's an alien. They're real. I'm gonna go kill that bodega guy and take a fucking TV. Yeah. That's just what we do. We're a dumb fucking stupid species of people. We are.
We're a very arrogant and self-loathing society world.
I think every president or whoever is like, oh, maybe I'll be the lucky president to where the people will be smart enough, and every president's like, fuck. No, I can't. You guys are getting dumber.
We haven't done very well with the last two, so it's
that's what I'm saying.
You both brought up good points. I want to expound on a couple of things real quick. Jason, I totally am on board with you because I want to believe, but I really got to see the real. I got to see something a little real. Like I don't need to see the whole thing. I don't need to see the whole Mona Lisa, but I want to see a piece of the canvas. I want to say, okay, exactly. And I can put that together. But Tim, I 100,000% agree with what you said, because you made a very, 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 very important point. So let's go back to 1850. You know, out here in New York, we have our hansom carts and our buggies, and and we're on cobblestone streets, and we're all descendants, second, third generation Irish, English, and Italians are starting to come over and build things, and Polish are baking, and Jewish people are banking, and German people are fucking, what
Not
did we do?
starting
Nothing.
wars.
Yeah, not starting wars yet. So it's like, but anyway, it's becoming the multi-ethnic pot that is known for today. Okay. But it's still a little, it's just a little more civilized than, let's say, the West. So you go out West. So you have guys like Matt Dillon who have a horse and a basic, little jailhouse. And, Farmer Frank lives out on the edge of town with his wife, Annie Mae. And, they got the long rifle and everything. So life's very simple, even in the city as opposed to the country. Now, as time goes on, you have brains like Nikola Tesla. I don't give Thomas Edison as much credit as he wants anybody to give him, because I honestly think that he was a very intelligent man, but there is documented proof that he took ideas from other scientists just because he had the financial backing to get them. I'm on board with that. I think Edison's a fucking dickhead.
Can I weigh in on this as someone who teaches at Thomas Edison High School in Jamaica, Queens?
Give it to me.
I agree with you 100%. I always tell the kids, if it were up to me, in an alternate reality, this would be Nikola Tesla High School.
Yeah,
I'm with you 100%.
Because alternating current was even proven to be safer than direct current. It's like,
yes,
not that direct current's bad. Direct current was modernized,
direct current
and made
was
better.
Fine, but like they both were good, and
they both were good.
One on a smear propaganda campaign, and the fact that he had money to back himself up, and he also ripped off Nikola Tesla while he worked with him, so it was like a compounded thing. Yeah,
and that goes back to what Tim says, is like, the government necessarily isn't hiding things, but they have the resources to keep it from you. Doesn't necessarily mean they're smarter. They have the resources. Like, the guy with the money is always going to get more than the guy with the tie-dye tank top. That's just how it goes.
Listen, my Uncle John said it to me, and it stuck with me my whole life. Rest in peace, Uncle John. I love you. We were watching something, and I was in his house looking at one of the new aircraft. I think when the stealth bomber, the stealth fighter came out, or some shit like that.
Oh, like an SR-71, yeah.
Yeah, but he was like, so we're watching the special about it, and he goes, and I said, wow, I can't believe, they put this on TV. Maybe the enemies will be like, oh, this is the plane. And he looked at me and goes, if they're releasing this footage, they're already got the 10th fucking next best thing coming.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, that makes so much sense.
Point.
He's like, if they're showing you this aircraft, they've already got the fucking next best thing coming. If they release footage of
100%
of this thing, there's already something better down the pike.
Yeah, this is the old one. Yeah, it does.
There's a new iPhone every year. It makes fucking perfect sense.
Yeah, there's already an iPhone like 19. You know what I mean? What are we up to? Like 13? There's already probably a 19. And that's what I'm
planned. Yeah, it's all about the money and all about the whatever. But I'm like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So if they have this, some planned, or they know what's gonna, they're not gonna fucking tell us yet, because we're not smart enough.
No, and that goes to what I'm saying, is how technology has advanced so quickly. It would leap every 100 years to 150 years. Then all of a sudden it's 50 years. Then all of a sudden it's 25 years. And it's like, how do you go from horse and carts in 1890, 1900 to an internal combustion engine to 50 years later, you're going to the fucking moon. And then 50 years after that, you have cell phones that can literally, like, all you got to do is just go like this, and you're talking to somebody in Siberia. You know what I mean? It's like something happened somewhere that we are still garnering info from and learning from it, and to quote Brad Meltzer, decoding it and learning. Like, it's all a learning experience. I don't think there's there probably isn't even a big cover up. There probably isn't this big secret. It's probably simpler. It's going to shock us more how simpler everything is. And that's my thought of it all. And gentlemen, we are at the end of our rope here on the A to Z program. I would like to thank you both. Mr. Fischetic, thank you for coming on and gracing us with your wit and your intelligence and your overall handsome persona. I I feel honored that you made the long trek to the A to Z program. I know it's tough. I know
Well,
it's tough.
thank you for having me. I mean, I've been looking forward to coming on. I've been looking forward to guest starring. I've been looking forward to seeing everything from Area 51
To Zeitgeist.
to Zeitgeist. I had no Z. Damn it! Usually it just
Z's a
comes.
tough one. Z's a tough
The
one.
Z's the tough one. Damn it!
It really is.
But thank you for having me. Is what I'm saying. It was a real pleasure. I really enjoyed myself.
It was our pleasure. Hi. Well, hello. She can't hear me yet, can she?
Hi, Eric.
Well, hello, honey. How are you?
I'm good.
That's good.
Back to Noble.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Are you having a good night?
Good.
Okay.
Eric,
Yes.
Thank
there's
you.
no way.
She's like over me. She's like, she just wants to talk, and she's like, okay, here.
That's her. That's her. She's contracted to appear.
She is. She's
On every show I do with Eric, she must appear at least once.
Nice.
she has to come on. She has to come on. But no, Jason, thanks for coming. I'm glad you got to see Tim in his Ed McMahon atmosphere, because he's the best. He's the best Ed McMahon I could ever have.
Aren't you two doing another show coming up pretty soon?
Funny you say that, Tim.
Yeah.
I'd like to hand that over to Mr. Fishetic here and let him explain what's going on.
Yeah, so normally we do a double O deep dive where we look at everything James Bond. We do it on Mondays, but I had to pull a wrestling term, tag out with these gentlemen. So we're going to be doing Tuesday. We're going to be doing Roger Moore's Octopussy. I'm going to be there. Ginny's going to be there. And we're going to have our good friend. Whoops, I always mess this up. Where we go? Eric is going to be there because, look, he's a big Roger Moore fan. He's a big Octopussy fan. I'm excited to have, like, someone who's really chomping at the bit talking about Octopussy. I'm excited to be back. We've taken a 2-week hiatus. So, yeah, if you're a big fan or if you're a fan at all of Roger Moore or James Bond, please join us Tuesday at 8:30 for Octopussy.
Oh, it's going to be fantastic. That's probably, other than Live and Let Die, that's the Bond movie I've seen the most. And I grew up, like I said, my father was the prolific Bond fan, and I grew up James Bond. And I know all those movies like the back of my hand. I could probably sit, if you had 2 hours, I could recite every line for line, everything. And I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding.
Is Roger Moore your favorite?
I like all the James Bonds. I really do. But I really, just probably because of time, place, and emotion with Roger Moore, because I was young.
Okay.
And when I was impressionable, he was James Bond. And it's like, I took to that. And it's just, it means a lot to me at a place in my life. So that's, Tim, what you're saying?
I'm glad you didn't think that Octopussy meant 8 vaginas. That's all.
Well, probably at one time in my life, I would have wished it did. But,
you're a real fan, so you know.
I'm a real fan, yeah, absolutely. And you know how much trouble vaginas and I have, so we don't want to get into that. Don't start singing the song. Not yours. I'm talking other ones. I'm talking other, not yours. I was referring to Baby Mama Drama is what I was referring to.
But honestly, when you guys were younger, because that movie came out in when? What year did that come out?
83, 82, 83?
Yeah, 83, yeah, something like that.
So you have to tell me I wasn't the only one who laughed every time someone said Octopussy.
Oh no, it was great because it gave me a chance to. I said, Dad, I'm watching Octopussy, and he's like, "Oh, is that on?" He was like all for it, and it's like,
you're a pussy. What'd you say, Octopussy?
But after a while, like you become like you're not like sensitive to the pussy word anymore. You're just like, it's a James Bond movie, and believe me, don't you remember seeing the posters everywhere? You walk into the video place, Octopussy's there. You see Bond with the gun, and he's just like, oh, it's so good. Oh, it's so good. I can't wait. I'm so excited.
And
yeah,
I always tell this story that a friend of mine who I've known since grade school, Tim, you know him, Pete. Like I remember we were in like 3rd or 4th grade, and we were both sent to the main office to do something, and Octopussy had just come out, or it was just on TV. I don't even know, but he was talking about it, and he was like, you know what? I'm gonna talk about my favorite James Bond movie. We get in there. We walk in there, and he's like, "Yeah, did you see the movie Octopussy on TV yesterday?" And it was the funniest, as like a grade school, it was the funniest thing in the world. I was like, "Oh my God, we're gonna get killed for this!" And he's just screaming Octopussy.
And that sounds exactly like Pete. It really does.
Oh yeah, no, exactly.
That's awesome. That's so awesome. So yeah, I'll be guest starring on the 007 Deep Dive with Ginny and Jason. And Tim and I, instead of going on Tuesdays, we will be doing a Monday, Just Too Sweet. We've done a Monday before. We've done a Monday before. We've done a Wednesday. We've done Saturday night's main event. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna go Monday again. And Tim, we're on episode what, 81?
80. 80's coming up Monday.
This is episode 80. So 20 more episodes and we hit the big 100. Now, we're trying to get somebody to come on the show with us. And Tim, if you would be so kind to elaborate on who this gentleman is and how he sounds, who would it be?
Let me tell you something right now, Eric. There's no fucking way I'm coming on your show. You guys are not kayfabe.
That's Jim Cornette.
I can't even do it because I'm sick.
It's so great. It's so fucking great. It is so great. He does Jim Cornette, Dusty Rhodes. I mean, this is where he gets me when it cracks me the fuck up. I'm still gonna laugh. But yeah, we're trying to actually get a big wrestling name to come on the show for our 100th, and I think we got a good shot at it. So we're gonna try to do that. But until then, everybody go to popculturepros.com. Everybody like the Facebook group. Join the Facebook group. If you're not already joined, join now. There are other groups to join. There is the 007 group to join. There is the Granny's Peach Tea group to join, which also features somebody here, right there. And this guy over here always seems to get a backstage pass to Granny's Peach Tea. I've personally never been on it, so I don't know what the hell is going on there. But
you got an open invitation. You just got to let us know when you want to show up.
Yeah, it is me. It's not you, Jason. It's me.
All right. If only I had a nickel every time I heard that from someone, that's fine.
But yeah, we got Granny's Peach Tea. We also have we call it the flagship show, the Put It in the Book show, hosted by the boss with Keith and Rodriguez. They give you everything you want to know about the Mets. And also, speaking of baseball, there is a Empire 161 show. It is all about the New York Yankees, and it is hosted by our dear friends Ed and Brunhilde. So please please watch that. And who? Oh, it's not. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. It's Ed and Hedwig. I'm sorry, I get her name wrong all the time. So watch the Empire 161 show. I don't know. Ed flops around because he's got tickets to every New York team ever, and he's got baseball or whatever he plays, softball. I don't know. Blue balls, whatever it is he does. I don't know. But Ed's a busy guy.
I think Ed is actually a contract killer, and we just don't know it.
You know, that would make a lot of sense.
Right?
That would make a lot of sense. It really would, because
sometimes we're in a movie, we go to see movies for Granny's Peach Tea, and he's like, hey, hold my popcorn, hold my cell phone, hold this. I'm going to be back in 20 minutes. I'll be right back. And then he comes back, and he's filled with blood. He's like, don't say anything. I'm like, all right, yeah, of course, sir. I think he's a contract killer.
I knew it. It has to be. That's it. Ed, you're outed. You're the John Wick of Queens. We knew it.
But I didn't out you. Tim outed you. Tim, not me. No, Ed, I'm a good guy. I'm a friend, Ed.
You know, blame it on me. I mean, I'm already like 743 years old, and I haven't died, so I'm probably not gonna. So,
Ed,
but yeah,
try to kill the immortal.
So that's the Empire 161 show. We also have a great show. Tim actually has real good banter with these guys. The Skyline Reviews, the Disney show, because Tim is a prolific Disney fan. Knows as much or more about Disney, not more. No, I don't want to say that.
Nowhere near more.
They know their shit. But Tim, you're pretty good. You're pretty good.
Them's crazy with the Disney.
Oh, they're fucked up with the Disney. I mean, it's almost as crazy as like I said, as Baby Mama is about Disney. Well, I'm not getting into that because I don't want to think about it. It's sickening. So anyway, that's our rundown of shows. I'm sure I missed a few. I might. Oh, I did, Tim. I missed a very important show that's coming back very soon with a lot of new content, and that is none other than Shooting the Sith with Mr. Tabala right over here. He will be giving you all your new Star Wars shows.
That's right, because
1 week from today
is Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan. So Tim is going to be giving you everything inside, outside, and underneath with that. We're going to be getting back into Mandalorian soon in a couple months. We're going to, and there's so much more coming on Star Wars stuff. So please watch Shooting the Sith with Tim. Tim is probably, I would say Tim is like the what could I equate Tim to if he were a pop culture pros reference? Tim is like the Johnny the Johnny Depp of pop culture pros, because he has an ability to adapt to any form of
I see that
show or anything we do. So like, because he can go right from Gellert Grindelwald to Darth Maul, and you know what I mean. So he's our.
Sometimes he's being murdered in midair in the 80s by Freddy Krueger in his youth, and sometimes he's dressed up as a child molester ? In the Tim Burton Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. You know, he can do whatever he wants. That like Johnny Depp, he can do whatever he wants.
That's
sometimes
I dig it.
Sometimes he's Captain Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, that's right. And sometimes he's an entity unto himself.
Savvy. So anyway, folks, thanks for watching the A to Z program, the disclosure episode, the A to Z briefing, as we called it. Thank you to our guest, Jason Fischetic. Round of applause for Mr. Fischetic, everybody.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Like I said, for Tim Tabala, my Ed McMahon, to the Johnny Carson of the Pop Culture Pros Network, I'm Eric Zant. Be here next week, next Friday on the A to Z program. I will have a surprise for you. I'm not telling you what it is, because if I did, I'd have to hire Ed Camus to kill you. Good night, everybody. I don't know. I just thought that came right into my head. I don't know.
I like that's good.